Let us now discuss how can we solve this problem. Find the number of ways to place people 2. So this part 2 is the same as the part 1, but there is only one difference, which is nothing but the constraints, right? Now we are going with this much of description, but what it says is we need to form a rectangle from A and B, 2 points. So we are having n number of points. We are given with the same things like part 1. I have also explained the part 1 in the description. I have given the link of the video. So you can go and check it if you haven't solved. So A, instead of A, they have set it as Alice. Instead of B, they set it as Bob. Now, Alice and Bob will be forming a rectangle, and there should be no other people or no other points on the fence and also inside this rectangle. So, how can we need to get how many possibilities, how many ways instead of Alice and Bob, I am saying it as A and B can make a rectangle. So, So we need to get to this, but what about the yesterday's problem or part one problem? We have just gone through big O of n cube solution where how we went through it. Now, what is the intuition for part one? So the intuition was clear. We'll be having point A and also point B. So for point A, I'll be using the pointer I, and for point B, I'll be using the pointer J. So this will be having big O of n square itself. But also we need to make sure that there are no points in between the rectangle or on the fence of the rectangle. So for that, I'll be using another point P. So that will go to big O of n cube. So I'll be iterating the total points for 3 times big O of n power 3 is nothing but big O of n cube. But how can we optimize it? Let us see by taking some examples. We are given with 5, 2, 4, 1 and 2, 3. If you see, I can make a rectangle from 2, comma 3 and 4, comma 1. If you see, if I want A to be here and B to be somewhere here, and they have mentioned that we can also make a line, right? So it can also be like here. So every time the point B should be opted in x coordinates. So a should be having lesser x than B. So A of 0 should be lesser than or equal to B of 0. I said y or equal to. Why? Because if A is here and the x coordinate of B is also same, then we can make a line. So that's why I have said A of 0 is lesser or equal to B of 0. Now what about y coordinates? Y should be greater 3 and 1. If you see, A should be on the top and B should be at the bottom. A should be on the top left and B should be on the bottom right. So, right, we have satisfied. What about bottom and A should be on the top? If A should be on the top, Y axis should be greater. So, A of 1 should be greater than or equal to B of 1. Y is equal to. So I can make a line like this. Wait. I can make a line like this. A is here and B is here. If I take this as 2, 1, 0, this as 1, 2, and then 3. Yes, these y coordinates are same. So that's how we have found out that x coordinates should be should be sorted in ascending order. Right? Now, I have another problem. This y coordinates should be in the descending order, right? But wait, let us not move to the just jump it to it, but let's take another examples which satisfy. Now, let's go to this problem. Now, we're having points, another points. But if you see, I have 2, comma 5, I have just sorted the x-axis. 2, 3, 3, and then 5. You see, x coordinates are sorted in ascending order. Now, 2, comma 5 and this 5, comma 4 can make a rectangle. Now, there is also another choice. 2 comma 5 and then 3 comma 3 also make a rectangle. There is no choice that 2 comma 5 and 3 comma 2 make a rectangle. Why? Because 3 comma 3 is just something like another point on the rectangle or on the fence. So it is not possible to make from 3 comma 2, but it is possible to make 3 comma 3. But in see, do we have to go to a point which is over here, which is something like 3 comma 8? No. If A is here, I cannot take B as here. A should be on the top left, B should be on the bottom right. Now, there are some problems. Let me tell you, A should be on the top left and B should be on the bottom right. So, if I have selected A right here, in the previous approach, I have just said that I will be starting with 0 and J will also be starting with 0, but will not going to it. Why? Because if I is here and J is here, A will be on the left, J, the B pointer, B or the B point will be on the right. So as we are increasing my x coordinates, so there is no need to start J with it. J will start from, let me take another color for this. Wait a second. So J will be starting from I plus 1. So I will be 0 and J will start from I plus 1. But there is another point. If you see here, have these points, right? So 3 comma 3 and 2 comma 5. So these make a rectangle. But if you see, this can also make a rectangle. But if there is a point over here, which is 3 comma 8, just for suppose, if there is 3 comma 8, we cannot make it. But we have to skip that point. How? If there is a point like 3 comma 8 here, then there is a problem. So for that, what I'll do is I will take max y is equal to int min. Int min or negative infinity in Python and also in what is Java, right? Max y is int min. So if I got a y pointer, if I got a y pointer, here I got 2, here I got 3. X is always, greater than this a of 0, should be greater than or equal to a of 0. Now I have a b pointer is having a y coordinate 2 and also 3. But there is this 8. 8. I will check whether b of 1 is greater than a of 1. If so, I'll just confirm, right? If so, I'll just continue. Now, there is another. I have said max y is equal to input. Then I got 3 comma 3. Now, 3 comma 3. So, 3 here is greater than the int minimum max y. So, what I'll do, I'll just neglect this 3 comma 3 and I will go through 3 comma 3 and increment that. So, if b of 1 is greater than a of 1, just continue or now if b of 1 is greater than max y, I'll just increment my answer and also make max y equal to b. These are just the code snippets we'll be pasting in the previous part one. So there are only some changes. If you see the third example or the edge case, I have said that 2 comma 1 and 2 comma 4. These are 2 points. Now, this is my I pointer or A. This is my J pointer or point B. Now, A is selected as 2 comma and B is selected as 2 comma 4. Can we make it like A and why? Because A should be on the top left and B should be on the top right. What we'll do, we'll just return it. But it is a wrong answer. Why? Because we can select this as my A pointer and this as my B pointer and we can make a straight line from that. What you need to understand from this is I need to take y pointers should be greater every time. If x-axis are same, then y-axis, y coordinates will take 4 and then we'll take 1. So that's how this will be solved. Now I need to sort it. How can we solve? So that x coordinates will be increasing and if x1 or and x2 are equal then y coordinates should be decreasing. So let's just code this. This is a yesterday's problem. Now, as I said, I need to sort them. First thing, sort sort begin points, points, and then end of points, and then I'll write a lambda function. This is a custom sorting function, right? So auto lambda is equal to like this, and okay. After that, what we need to do here I'll be taking vector of int point point one, and also vector of int vector vector of int point 2, right? Now I have point 1 and point 2. If point 1 point 1 of 0 is equal to point 1 of point 2 of 0, so if these two are equal, x-axis are equal, then what I'll do, I'll return point 1 of 1, point 1 of 1 should be greater than point 2 of 1. So what I'm saying is 1, the starting one should be greater and the next one should be lesser. It is nothing but it is in decreasing order. The first one will be greater and the second one will be lesser. And then return if they are not equal, point x coordinates are not equal, what I'll do, I'll just return point 1 of 0 should be less than point 2 of 0. So these have been sorted. Yes. Now, as I said, j will be started from I plus 1. Now, after that, I will not be equal to j, as I said. After that, no need to take all of them. I just need to take int. Wait, here here we need to initialize int max y is equal to int minimum. Now, after that, what I'll do is if v wait v of 1 is greater than a of 1, what I'll is just continue there itself. Now, if I have sorry for this mistake. Now, if b of 1 is greater than max y, then I'll just increment my answer, and max y is equal to b of 1. So we'll be returning the answer at the end. Let me just run it if I have any error. Right, it has been accepted. Right, yes, we have just submitted the code, and I have given the link in the description of the previous problem and the explanation, and also the code in the description. Yeah, actually, and if you have any doubts, please let me know in the comment section. Please do like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.